Welcome to today's learning seminar for bid management. What I'm going to be showing you today is how to run an invitation to bid through the system. I'll start by going over what items are required from a setup standpoint and then actually build out a complete bid package from there. Send it on to myself so you can see what the end user will receive and how they can respond. Okay, so I'm going to be using our Project Accurate here for this demonstration. There are a couple things that are very helpful in order to set up beforehand. One is user groups. We have a video on user groups, so I'm not going to go in depth, but how you can use user groups within the invitation to bid, and I'll show you when we add bidders, but you can set them up by division, by groupings, anything that makes sense for you to make it easier for you to select the people within the invitation to bid. So just know that user groups can be utilized. The other thing that I just wanted to point out is that the invitation to bid is in the document section here. And you can also do RFIs and submittals as well in the system from that soup to nuts type standpoint, where if you wanted to make sure that you capture everything from the invitation to bid all the way through the completion of the construction, everything will be in one site. So other than that, let's get going here. So bid packages. You can have one-to-many, it doesn't matter. You can have public or private bid packages. You can have preferred. You can do whatever you want. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start from scratch and hit on new bid package. Before they do that, it will be listed in this area here. Just so you know, I'll change the numbering so you can tell exactly what it is. But this is going to give you a quick view before you get into it, how many people have viewed from the ones you have sent out, how many have responded, and then you have a quick call sheet that you can print out. So let's get going. New bid package. This is going to bring this up. The project name is the Accurate ITB. I'm going to number this one as the demo package. If I could type. Bid package name is I'm going to put in here Accurate ITB demo. CSI codes, you can list them here if you want. They will be included when you select the people. You can make a bid due date. If there's a pre-bid, you can also do that as well, where that may be. This is all not required information, just to have it in the system. If you click on public bid package, that will allow you to have a link and allow anyone that you invite to this invitation to bid to come on in a public sense, which means that we'll have a listing that anyone can access. RFPs will sometimes require you in order allow you to show anyone that wants to bid to be able to bid. So if that's something that's interesting to you, you can always click that. Otherwise, keeping it unclicked will keep it private, so it's only going to be visible by the people you send it out to. So right here, this will be the description. I'm going to do a really small one, but if you can imagine, this is where you're going to want to put your schedule, any requirements that you might have, where it's at, and then maybe instructions. Okay, so this is where you're going to fill out and going to be the body of the email that gets sent out with the invitation to bid. Continuing to scroll down, we have a couple fields here. We have the assistant and the project manager, as it says off to the right. The first person that you're going to select here in the drop down, this is going to be the person who's going to receive, the email responses. So when the subcontractor responds to the invitation to bid, this is the person who will receive an email that there has been a response. Second person on the bottom here, this is going to provide a little bit more substance. So a lot of times if you send out an invitation to bid and the person collecting them may not have been with the company as long as maybe the PM, you'll want to put the PM so your emails are not ignored. So this will be the person who's on the to box for that invitation to bid. Okay, construction start date, completely optional. We'll go down a little bit. Completion, same deal, completely optional. If you want things to be faxed, you can put them in here. Plans unavailable online. So this is important to put it out into the future because once this date is passed, your bid subcontractors will not be able to access the downloads here anymore. Showing the most current revision will show the most current revision of any files that are being referenced, so that's important. And then the email title. So just so you know, this is for today. I'm going to put 2018-03-22. Is it the 22nd? How about the 23rd? Demo ITB. So this is what's going to be shown in the subject line when you send out that invitation to bid. I'm going to hit save. When I hit save, that's going to save all of the information I've input up top, and you can see now my bid package that I've just created here is now listed in my listing. Right now these are all zeros because I haven't added anyone. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to add some bidders. If you look up at the top, we can add some files, which we'll get to in a second. We can move bidders around if we need to between packages, or we can delete them out of here. I'm going to add bidders. A couple different ways you can add bidders. This is the selector tool. You can add people from your company if you just want to make sure people are aware of what's going on. If you go to My Bidders, this is going to allow you to select from previous invitation to bid, so you don't have to go out there. If there's a job that's fairly similar to the one you're doing now, then you can always just select one. It will bring up the people from that, and you can select one, you can select all. It doesn't really matter. This will tell you as you're going through how many people you're adding. It says 5 here because it's not going to repeat John for the multiple CSI codes. And I'm going to show you what that means here in a second. So I'm going to add them. And actually, I'm going to go find myself. The other way you can look is going to public all. We have a database of about 60 to 70,000 users. I'm going to look for myself so I can show you what that invitation to bid looks like from the user standpoint. So I'm going to add myself here. And so now we have 6, and I'm going to hit close and add. And I would expect that our bid form will be populated here. So everyone that I selected previously was in Division 1. And then I have without would be people that do not have a CSI code division associated with them. So the first person, I'm going to just show you how you can reassociate that. We're going to go across these items here, would be the BE or bidder edit. You can see they're listed in without because in the CSI codes there's nothing listed. I'm going to just select something from 05, metal stairs, and I'm going to have them listed in there now. So if I update this, that person is going to be moving from without, and you'll see a Division 5 will be created. So this is a one-time process. Once you select it, that will be held for your next selection. A couple other things in the bid edit. You can see these highlighted areas down here. That's under the edit qualification. You can add qualifications to each person, so you can always search from that as well. But this is where you can list those qualifications if they need to be listed on your good faith efforts. So that is the bidder edit information here. This first looking glass, this is going to be the bid. So if your subcontractor responds, they type something in and they have some files attached, this is where you're going to see it. You can always fill this out yourself as well, but you'll see it's blank now for myself, and after I reply to the email, it'll be filled out. Right now it says I will not answer. These are yes, I will bid, won't bid, and may bid. So the instance to use these items would be someone calls you up and they don't want to answer the email, or for whatever reason they just say, hey, update me that I'm going to bid or not bid, whatever. So you can see the wording changed to the item that I clicked. I put in the tentative and it went to tentative. So this would be a one-time thing. If I wanted to do all 3 into a specific way, you can select as many as you want, go to bidder status, and you can make them all tentative. It's going to refresh that screen so they can all reflect that selection. So everyone in without is tentative. So that's the thumbs and the wait a minute thing. In the notes section, the notes is where you can put in items in here for people. So someone calls you up and they say, give me a week. You just want to record that. You can have these notes printed out on your reports as well. So that is the notes section here and allows you to add things as you go. Other than that, it'll have the general information for the specific contact. This bid received is a manual check or no check, that if the person attaches a file, you review it and you want to consider that a good bid, you can check this. Invitation to bid right now is not sent. That's why there's no check mark. And then we cover the will bid. So before I send this out to myself, I'm going to attach some files. There's two different things that we can do. We can actually attach an attachment to it, or we can reference. The difference between the two is that the reference is going to bring me to my document section. That's actually what I'm going to do. And it'll allow me to select a whole set of plans versus going on to certain ones. So I want to show all of the current plans. So I'm just going to click on all the current ones and attach. This will attach the 100 or so plans to this invitation to bid, but it's not going to send that out. It's only going to send it as a link so the contractor can come in and download the specific ones that they may or may not want. The other thing is the attachment. The reason why you'd want to use an attachment over the reference is because maybe you have an invitation, or excuse me, a bid form that you want to include on the email and make sure that everyone gets the same thing. So you can drag and drop that. You can say this is the bid form, and then that can be included into the email directly. So now we have attachments, we have folders, and we're ready to go. So now we're ready to send this out. Let me go to without, select myself, and obviously you can select everybody if need be. You can select all here or go into certain divisions. I'm going to go to send options. I'm going to email this out. Okay, it's been sent out. I'm going to actually log out. The reason being is I'm going to log in as the subcontractor and I don't want to conflict. So let me open up my email. Here's that invitation to bid. You can see it's the demo ITB for Accurate ITB demo package. So this reflects what I typed in there. The logo is broken at this time. I didn't put a logo in there, but you can get the understanding of this is an invitation to bid. These can be customized. We will look at the preview, and if you can mark that up, we can customize these if need be. A couple things to highlight though are the quick replies here. So I'll go into this a couple different ways. The first way is most likely I would recommend in the body down here, this is what I typed, for them to click in here if they want to download the drawings, because if they click here, it's going to open up. They don't need to use their passwords or anything like that. But what that'll do is it'll list all of the packages that they are a part of. So if I come in here, this one's the new bid package. That's not the one I want. Here's the one, and you can see that they can come in now and download any of the items that they want. They can't mess with or type in anything new, but they can go ahead and download if need be. Let me log out and show you a couple other things from this invitation to bid. The other thing that they can do is they said, all right, I am going to bid. It'll open up in their default browser, this window. I will bid. Include me for $5,000. No exclusions, all included. You can add an attachment here if need be. So I'm going to choose a file to attach. And now this subcontractor has said what they're going to do. They've typed a message to you and included their bid. They're going to hit save, and they're done. After they hit save, let me sign back in. That person that was the administrator has just received an email saying that the specific subcontractor has responded to that bid. So let me go back in, bid packages, demo package, and scroll down, and you'll see what has changed now. So this person received an email saying that ACM has received, or you have received from ACM a bid. You can see that there's a green check mark now. The will bid reflects what was chosen by the subcontractor. And then if I click on this window, you'll see all of the information I typed in. Will bid, what I typed in as the subcontractor, and the download file. So this is where you're going to be allowed to take a look at what that response was. And yep, it looks good, so I can check that off. So that is the process of receiving and sending out the invitation to bid. A couple other things I do want to point out is that you can make messages. These could be thank you for bidding. They can be take a look at this RFI narrative, whatever it may be that you want to send out to multiple people. You go to addendums, add a message, and we want this to be RFI narrative number 1. I'm going to send it only to the people that will bid, so I don't need to go through and select individuals. I can attach specific things to this if I want to, so I will go ahead and attach something. Public and private. Public means it can be listed here for people to see. A private would be only be able to be seen by the person that it's addressed to. All right, so this one's ready to go out, and I'm going to email it out. So now when this bid package is refreshed, actually I'll go back and refresh it so you can see what it looks like. That's going to be part of the package. So everything that is here is going to be part of your closeouts. Like I mentioned with the RFIs, the submittals, the whole point of going to a cloud system is that everything's nested in one place for easy reference. Here's that message that I have, any of the attachments, who I sent it to, all of my bidders who bid, who did not bid, as well as any folders and attachments that I have put onto here. So that's the full process of the invitation to bid. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment box. Otherwise, send us an email to support. We'll make a Freshdesk ticket and get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you and have a great day.